sir.
All right, let's go.
All right, man. We are back. Back, man. Back from the dead. You know what I'm saying?
Back from YouTube jail.
Yeah, man. Back from YouTube jail, man. You know what I'm saying? I do a little quick week bid. Nothing crazy. Man. Shout out Sexy Red, man. You know what I'm saying? Sister done got us in trouble. We back, man. You know what I'm saying? Happy fall to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Halloween season and all that. In about another week or two. Probably one of my favorite, you know what I'm saying, months of the year for whatever reason, man. You know, I'd rather get to come up on some new horror. You know what I'm saying? So shout out all my Halloweeners out here, man.
Hey
Pause, man.
yo, hey yo.
That was
That was
definitely
crazy. That was,
that was
That
wild.
was
But y'all know what I
insane.
meant, man.
yeah, yeah.
Y'all
No,
know what I
no, we
meant.
don't.
Yes, you do, man. Y'all know exactly what I meant, man. Um, yeah, man, we got some topics for y'all, man. We got some topics. You know, some hip hop, some, you know, some about some interviews going left and a lot of stuff, man. So we gonna start off with the first one, man. You know what I'm saying? Got my brother Cal, Robbie, Lucci in the building. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
The
we're
pod
here.
team in
What up?
here. You know what I'm saying? Jersey, Florida in the building, man, Louisiana, all that. The rest of the brothers gonna pull up, man. So it's gonna be an interesting show tonight, man. But let's get it started, man. So brother Tariq Nahseed, man. Tariq Nahseed is dropping a hip hop documentary. Um yeah, man. Dropping a hip hop documentary. Recently dropped a trailer, I think like a week and a half ago or 2 weeks. It's been a minute. I don't even know. But listen, man, if y'all don't know anything about Tariq, um, the dude is very, very cunning, man. He's very intelligent guy, somewhat.
Kinda, not really.
Yeah,
Yeah,
somewhat. You know, whatever seems to be
vaguely.
going on, you know, he kind of capitalizes off of it in a way, basically. So, listen, man, Tariq has gone from pimp
Yeah,
to you know, conscious pimp to now it's more so kind of, you know, diaspora war type of character, you know, doing interviews on No Jumper, you know, promoting other documentaries and you know, the, you know, Hidden History Museum that became now a comedy sketch type of venue or whatever the case. I don't know what's going on with it. It basically turned into the Laugh Factory in LA, man. That's basically what it turned into. So I don't know what's going on with that. But anyway, he dropped the trailer, and crazy enough, man, he had to get the trailer removed, right? Because the person in the video sued him. Um, the
Damn.
reason why he was sued is basically he made a claim that African Americans are the sole creators of hip hop, and that Puerto Ricans weren't there for its inception at all. They weren't involved. They didn't influence. And they did not contribute anything to hip hop. And that not only does that include Puerto Ricans, that also includes other Black Caribbeans, specifically Jamaicans. Um, you know, that was basically his claim. He made that claim maybe a week before the documentary came out, a few days before, however, you know, the case. And basically, a lot of hip hop OGs weren't endorsing that, uh, including the people he showcased in the trailer that he supposedly was arguing against in the first place, but didn't know that the person in the video was a Puerto Rican. Funny enough. So the guy had the video to the trailer removed. Then Tariq tried to step it up a notch and release an article basically doubling down on his claims with little to no evidence, um, no sense of historical evidence, no anthropological evidence, no musical evidence at all. If y'all didn't know, Tariq is not a historian at all. He is not African centered at all. He is not a diaspora studies professor, associate professor. He's not none of that. He's just a regular guy. That's it. So that article also got removed as well. So he actually asked a couple people to sign on for the documentary. He even asked Cool Herc to be on the documentary. He respectfully declined. If y'all don't know who Cool Herc is, DJ Cool Herc, he is considered the godfather of hip hop. He's also Jamaican. He's from the Bronx. He was credited with either creating the term hip hop or creating the genre that we know as hip hop. Now, obviously, I'm not gonna go that far because there are many players in this bubble in this pot we call hip hop. You know, whether it's who created scratching, sampling, looping, um, breaking, graffiti, MCing, putting vocals over a track, ad-libbing. There's so many people, man, who's contributed to this. It's kind of hard to come up with one specific person. But
Well,
basically,
thanks.
that's the background of everything. What do brothers think, man? Overall about this.
I actually saw the Puerto Rican guy's video about on Twitter, uh, just randomly,
Mm.
and it was kind of like a response. I don't know if y'all saw it.
Yeah, I actually did. Yeah, I actually did.
Yeah,
Yeah, he basically called Tariq a clown. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And I'm not mad at him, man. Like, how do you have a video trying to discredit a demographic of people who grew up alongside black people, and you're showing uh, AI pictures and videos of basically Puerto Rican people to basically contradict the point you were making, it didn't make any sense. So, I mean, what do you guys even think of Afro Latinos or essentially non-African Latinos contribution to hip hop? Being that you and Lucci, y'all from the South. Um, what do y'all think about that, Cal Lucci?
I think it's this weird thing when it comes to stuff like this. I'm gonna be honest with you, Cujo. Um, when it comes to like these, I'm very iffy when it comes to documentaries in general. And we're just gonna be honest and transparent. When it comes to documentaries and stuff like that in general, from people who are passionate about whatever the subject is, but aren't real directors, aren't historians, you know, like what was it? I think it was Nick Cannon trying to make a Dr. Sebi documentary.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
like you got that, you have and I know it's not the same, but to an extent it's the same degree when it comes to biopics. Like you had Wendy Williams with the Aaliyah biopic. You have whoever the fuck was in charge of casting Flex as Michael Jackson. Just shit like that. It's kind of like ah, I don't know.
I
Um,
see what you're saying. Yeah.
and it's not the like I don't put him in the same sphere as somebody like Umar as far as like things that have the actions that they've done and how they've impacted the black community and stuff like that. But it is like I do kind of always look at people funny in the light when they don't have the expertise in whatever they're stepping into, and then they don't even have the stamp of people who are experts in whatever they're trying to do, and they
Hmm.
still do it. I like you're off to a terrible start, in my opinion, um, out the gate. So seeing this doesn't really shock me. Hearing what Tariq was trying to do doesn't shock me. Um, Even your basic historian, your basic hip hop historian could tell you, like, no, there were a lot of people who weren't just straight African Americans that were involved in the creation, the empowering, like the growing of the hip hop culture. Like just off when you said that, I'm thinking about people like Stretch and Bobbito. Like those
Mm,
guys come to mind as well. Like just shit like that, to where there's a bunch of people just around who weren't quote unquote like straight black, who played a massive part. Like that's, I don't
right,
know. I feel like you either don't know what the fuck you're talking about, or you're just like intellectually disingenuous, and you're hoping that everybody else um doesn't call you out on your bullshit. So
right.
I don't really like that, bro. Like, how is that any different from what we see when you get these white individuals who make these, for instance, the Elvis biopic that came out, and they like severely downplayed the impact of black culture and black music and black dance on Elvis's career. The motherfucker
Mm,
ripped off all of that shit. You see what I'm saying? Or when people make shit about the Beatles and don't talk about who inspired the Beatles and who they studied and bit and everything else like that. Like that's, so you just want to just do that for black people now? You just want to cut out everybody else who isn't of your race or of your
right.
racial preference? Like that's not doing anything better. You're doing the same shit, bro. Like that's not cool whatsoever. Um,
I agree.
so
Yeah, I mean, his goal, honestly, I'm just gonna be honest, man. Tariq has been on this wave for a couple years now. I've been kind of tracking his movements. It's a hotbed now where you have ethnocentric black people who feel like, you know, we all have different cultures that are distinct from each other, and that we don't share any sort of, cultural similarities between one another. Um, and even if that is true, you find some people who are just very antagonistic about it, and it's to the point where people get want to get physically violent, or are doxing people, or just get into all out verbal warfare on the internet because they want to be xenophobes, essentially. um it's sad. I overall don't get the point of it, because when I go to a Labor Day parade, or if I go to a hip hop festival, I mean, all types of black people are going to be there, whether it's
excuse
Africans from the continent,
me.
uh you know newly Caribbean immigrants, or just Caribbeans who grew up in America. And then you got African Americans. There is really no distinction. There is no, this specific type of black people are only allowed, yada yada yada. You might get the occasional, oh, why are they playing hip hop at a Caribbean Day parade complaints, but overall, we don't really care. It doesn't honestly matter, and it's never been made a big deal out of. And I'm going to be completely honest. Uh, Historically, we already had people who have documented, um, the cultural similarities of the diaspora, just the different kind of connections we done had between each other, whether it's through enslavement or just specific cultures that came from the continent, that kind of just all came together to become one specific thing that is, not really separate from the continent at all. So, jazz, blues, R&B,
With it.
soul, hip hop. It all has a combination of a lot of things that are from the continent, and we all kind of express in our own way. Call and response, uh, you know, the banjo, the drum, how black people stay on beat, syncopation, basically.
Yeah.
Um, all of that, you know what I'm saying, um, isn't like exclusive to any type of, black people. Even like sampling and looping, that isn't really exclusive to any specific type. So I'm not gonna say I get what Tariq is basically uh trying to do, essentially, is make claims that aren't true, and rile people up. You know what I'm saying? Because you have these OGs, man. They're not just gonna sit back and allow people to just say, hey, you aren't a part of hip hop history, just because you're from somewhere else. And that, only African Americans, people like Disco King Mario or Grandmaster Flowers, people who are, we don't really know as much, who are kind of behind the scenes, quote unquote, that are credited for sampling or looping or breaking, scratching on a record. Um, when you had people like, the African Bambatas, or the Cool Hercs, as I mentioned, who, basically came from somewhere else and became encultured, within uh, 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 black music, what I'm saying, in the United States, essentially. So, I mean, yeah, Lucci, I did see you wanted to respond. So,
Nah, I was gonna say, as far as hip hop goes, could
yeah,
singing be a part of hip hop? Like, is singing a form of
yeah,
hip hop?
yeah. Singing is a part
I
of hip
mean,
hop. I mean,
so
whether
I was
Negro
saying all that
spirituals and the like.
to say, I remember when the reggae shit like kind of took off with Sean Paul and Afro Man and all them kind of like got mainstream.
Yeah.
It felt more hip hopish though, like what I'm saying, than reggae. So would that be a part of like the hip hop culture, like that era of reggae, like music, or
Hip
would you
hop. I
say?
mean, I said hip hop, reggae, right? Hip hop has influenced a lot of other genres, right? Including
Mm-hmm.
genres that aren't even necessarily what you would consider, uh, you know, uh, African inspired, whatever country, whatever the case, right? Hip hop definitely has a big influence on reggae.
Mm-hmm.
But it isn't considered a genre of hip hop. It's just like its own separate thing. It's its own distinct thing. And even with reggae, you have different subgenres within reggae that are like, you got reggae, then you got dance hall, which is like, the dancing form that includes like the choreography and the more sexualized aspect of reggae,
Mm-hmm.
is considered distinct. Then you have other, you got other genres in the Caribbean, like calypso and soca and that type of stuff, that are distinct. I will say, reggae did have his influence on hip hop, with the MCing aspect, the toasting aspect, even the rapping aspect, like rapping over the beat, um, moving a crowd, that sort of stuff. So yeah, they kind of share connections with one another, but it's still kind of distinct. Even with Afro beats, man. Afro beats is Afrobeats, that comes from, Africa, or another one called High Life. That's also influenced by hip hop and jazz as well. So yeah, man, everything is taken from everywhere, man. This we done had hip hop artists, man. We done had singers all time. Miles Davis, man, he used to be in Africa a lot back in mid to late 30s. People like Miles Davis, people like Fela Kuti, back and forth between America and Nigeria, uh, Ella Fitzgerald, James Brown. Man, that brother performed in front of millions of people on the continent, man.
What
Uh,
about August Alsina?
August
What
Alsina.
the
Lucci, what
hell?
the fuck are you
What are you
talking?
talking?
What the hell is August
See,
Alsina have
Let's
to
get
do with
this
this,
crazy.
man?
Let's get this started, right? Nah, bro. Like, what would you consider him as, a R&B singer or hip hop? Because
Uh, he's an
it,
R&B singer. I've never actually heard him rap, and it's funny you being from Louisiana.
bro, his
Like,
music is not like this.
it's not
His music,
traditional R&B,
yeah,
I
it's
guess you
not
would
that
say.
type of R&B, bro. Like you laugh, cry,
Okay, I
and
mean,
all.
that's the case. The people like Bryson, people like Brent Fayez, Lucky Days. These are like the new
Trap Soul was
generation.
terrible.
Free Tory Lane, man. Free Tory,
Chris
man. We
Brown, I
can't
would
forget
include
about
in there too.
the dog, one of the goats, man. Tory,
Yeah,
man.
all
Five
of
two,
that is
man.
the newer
For what?
generation of R&B,
One
bro.
of the
All of that is
goats.
the newer generation. They
nah,
didn't grow. They
crazy.
didn't traditionally grow up in the church. Um, they didn't traditionally grow up in the church. There is not a lot of sampling that they use, and if they do, it's over 808s.
Mhm.
So it's not like they making beats from scratch. They kind of just getting beat packs, that type of stuff. And kind of just putting some loops over it, whatever the case. I would say the producers are a lot more creative because they have a lot more to work with in the studio. But it's a lot of auto tune. It's a lot of what I'm saying. It's not we don't got the vocal coaches anymore. We don't got really the spiritual aspect anymore like that. It's not a lot of that really, unfortunately. So you don't really got the natural singers like we used to have, like a Whitney, or Mariah Carey, them types. It's kind of lost right now. But
You don't
yeah,
fuck with
August
Ariana
is more
Grande?
the newer generation. He's part of the newer generation of singers, man. They're way different. It's a way different type
That
of
shit is
music, man.
very apparent too, Cujo.
Yeah,
I
I
can't hold.
mean,
Yeah,
I don't. Would you put Bryson and Tory in the same lane as by Tory
yeah,
probably
they're
would be
all in the
that.
same lane, man.
Bryson sing, yeah. Bryson talk about the same shit, like
Yeah, I
the
mean,
pain,
you
like
can
the
include
pain R&B. It's more about pain with
they don't
those
Like
brothers.
always
Rod
sing about
Wave?
that. Yeah, I mean, Rod Wave
Rod
is
Wave wouldn't be nah. That's a rapper, man. Like
yeah,
nah,
he's a
bro.
Bro, he
singer slash
sings.
rapper, but
Nah, bro. He's a Morey type nigga. Like they're rappers, bro.
they sing too. It's not like they're
What they say.
harmonizing. They also
Yeah.
sing. Now if they were just simply harmonizing, like how Nas would do on his hooks, Nas is solely a rapper. But if you listen to certain tracks off of what's it, I am, or it
Kevin
was
Gates.
written. Kevin Gates is more. He's not a singer. I wouldn't consider him a singer. He's more harmonizing.
Yeah, he's a
Harmonize. Yeah.
harmonizer.
That's what I'm
He's
talking
more of a
about. Yeah.
harmonizer. People
Mm-hmm.
like what's the other dude? Blue is a singer.
Young Blue.
Blue is a
Okay.
singer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Goddamn
Whereas
snake. Brother, a snake, man.
God.
Brother, a
Drake is a
snake,
singer.
man.
Snake.
Nah,
Who the,
man.
who the hell
Yeah,
Snake,
that
man?
brother, Young Blue, man. Little patch of
Oh
gold patch
god.
of hair there, brother, snake, man. Forged my dog signature. We gonna talk about it though, man.
I
Brother,
do.
Yeah,
I
snake,
that
will
brother
say
man.
this,
Gucci,
Cujo,
man.
before you get,
Look,
because you said
Boosie gonna
we're not gonna
Boosie
do
gonna
it.
Boosie gonna pack him up like he did all his friends.
Right.
I do miss
Allegedly, Robbie.
the
Allegedly.
singers that came up in the church though.
Yeah.
Mm.
That era, because those are the like a lot of people skip over that part of the black experience, because a lot
Yeah.
of people don't have disposable income in the households. So it's not like everybody got formal vocal training and things like that. Like one of my favorite singers in our generation, in our lifetime rather, is Jasmine Sullivan. And
Oh, he's amazing.
yeah, like an amazing voice. You know what I'm saying? Like I think she was a kid. I think she was like 6 when she went up to the Apollo.
Hmm.
Um, and everybody was looking at her. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a kid. You expect to see
Right.
young kids 10, 12, but she was like 6 years old and went up there, and they weren't playing with her. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not
They
gonna lie. This kind of taps into our other topic. It's funny you mentioned this, man, because she's from Philly, and
mhm.
being from Philly, man, the amount of artists that they have singing wise, I mean, is insane. The Jill
Amber
Scotts and
Rose.
Yeah.
Amber Rose, man. Are you serious,
I,
bro?
I thought Ella May was gonna be one of them too, bro. I felt like that was gonna be the next Alicia Keys. I'm not gonna lie. Ella May.
Ella May. I
Yeah.
mean, she had
Like
the
her
look, but
songs, bro. Like nah, son. Like she had hits,
she had the
man.
look and everything, but
You don't think
the
No,
thing with the
Ella,
industry,
but
man, she
but Ella.
couldn't live up to the hype after
she
the
the first album?
24/7 joint, booed up and all that. It's
Dude,
kind of
she
tough to
had
live up to shit
hits.
like that.
Yeah,
She do,
yeah.
but it was very short lived. You know what I'm saying? It kind of just
Hmm.
fizzled in and out.
Yeah, kind
But
of
I will
fizzled.
say, at
Yeah.
least just generation, what makes it different is that in the industry there is no artist development. Um, you kind of just get scouted. If you're good enough, you harmonize a bit. That's it, man. You don't really got to sing on key as much. You don't really have to sing past a certain octave anymore. That doesn't really matter. Um, you don't
have to be
Really?
acapella either. You don't have to have
Yeah.
the acapella, which is fucking great. Like,
You don't really have to do that, man. All you got to do, if you're pretty enough, man, and you sing decently, you might be a whisper singer. That's enough, man. One example is Mariah the Scientist, man. Mariah, is a joint that was dating Young Thug at one point. Pretty girl, man. You know what I'm saying? Pretty little light skinned joint. You know what I'm saying? She got dimples and everything, but she was literally on Big Boy recently, man, doing an interview, and she was like, yeah, like my first time on stage, I was terrible. Like I was awful because I didn't really know what I was doing. Like so I basically got booed off stage, and then from there they put on Rolling Loud, all type of shit,
damn.
man. You know what I'm saying? Like now it's like there is no, yeah, we finna train with you for hours, or you finna do the Chitlin circuit for 2 3 years, 4 or 5 years before you really get it popping. Nah, man, within a year, you know what I'm saying, they blow up off a viral song. They putting them in front of 10,000 people, man. They putting them on festivals, Coachella, Rolling Loud, South by Southwest, or SOBs in NY or something. Uh, and they just letting them get on stage, man, and whatever happens, happens. You know what I'm saying? There is no artist development at all.
And I think that's what's gonna hurt because we haven't really seen like a creative apocalypse yet, where
Yeah,
because we've always had people who were super talented. You see what I'm saying? Like the Quincy Joneses all the way across the board to the Neos. Like after they kind of got out of their prime, they still had skill enough to fall back on. So, oh, I can still write for somebody else because like I just got the skill for it, or I could produce for somebody else because I have an ear for it still. Like when there's no artist development, you're not beating on your craft for 10,000 hours. Like
right.
once your time is done, you're just done. That's it. Which I don't
Yeah.
think people are really ready to forecast what that looks like in 10, 15 years from now. You see what I'm
I ain't gonna
saying? Like,
lie. Yeah, because uh yeah, I don't want us to delve off topic and whatnot, 'cause that's basically our next topic, essentially. But I would say, like I said, with this Tariq documentary, this shit gonna tank. I mean, the trailer already got removed. A lot of the OGs that he has in the documentary, they've contradicted themselves a lot over the years, being featured on other documentaries, especially when asked about who actually contributed to hip hop. One minute they want to include other groups of people, and the next minute they want to exclude or excommunicate, or pretty much deny other people's contribution or involvement or influence. You know what I'm saying? And I really don't understand that. But when money is involved and politics are involved, it makes sense. We don't own these record labels. We don't own any of these media conglomerates. So they could just put anything, you know what I'm saying, pump money into anything and put it in our faces, and people are just gonna, you know what I'm saying, they're gonna eat it up, man. Pause, you know what I'm saying, uh with no pushback. But the pushback has to be provided by the people, you know what I'm saying? So that's basically what it is at this point, man. I mean, I could go on and on and on about other people's contribution to hip hop, you know what I'm saying, whether it's the Ricans, whether it's the Caribbeans, whether it's the Africans. uh Hip hop has always been um worldwide, man, and it's become its own thing now. So it's really nothing to argue, and this includes other genres of music, man. Reggaeton is literally reggae. That's it. That's it, bro. Like, you had a couple Jamaicans go to Panama, you know what I'm saying, and they created a whole different genre, but with a different type of beat. But literally, it's the same genre, bro. It's literally no difference, man. Literally no difference, bro. So I mean, whether it's compa or zouk or calypso or soca, whatever it is, man, all of that is taken from somewhere else, reintroduced to a different group of people, man, and they come up with their own little flair to it, but it's all the same to an extent. Merengue, bachata, all that, man, it's all included, bro. It's all one pot of what I'm saying, different groups of black people, man, just celebrating music and life, man. And hip hop is just one of those things, man. It's the youngest genre of all of it. 50 years, you know, that's relatively young, man. So reggae was kind of a little bit before hip hop, you know what I'm saying? It was, it was, it's around the era of disco. So it's relatively older. Um, but like I said, man, New York was just a hotbed of all types of people. You know what I'm saying? Being grouped up in one housing project, man. So people had to figure out a lot of stuff essentially. So I don't know, man. Good luck to Tariq, man. I don't know how this is gonna go for him. I think he's probably looking to get sued, so he might not even be able to drop the documentary. Who knows, man? But good luck to him, man. We'll see how that goes. But we gonna move on. And basically continue the topic we were just on. The state of hip hop, man. Um, where do brothers feel like hip hop is going currently, man? I feel like it's in a good state. Is it in a bad state? Whether it's the rise of the female rapper, uh, uh, you know, sampling not being as good, basically lazy beat sampling, lazy beat selection, um, trashy lyricism, you know, it being tougher to find actual talent. Where do y'all feel like hip hop is currently, man? Like right now.
I mean, I said what I was saying with the last topic, Gujo. I think it's good for some of the younger artists who are willing to listen to when these ownership conversations are happening with the elder statesmen of the shit. Um, like some of the guys who made their like kind of sharpen their teeth and their money skills in the like 90s up into the early to mid 2000s. Like if they're listening and taking that advice and running it through their career, I think that's good. Um, but I do think that like on the creative side, like I do think it's going to be like I said apocalypse. That's kind of drastic, but like essentially like a creative recession almost, because it's going to be just a wave of these like one hit wonders, these TikTok, Instagram famous people, quote unquote, who just happen to rap, and then are going to come in and then burn out super fucking quick and not have anything else to rely on. And this is going to look crazy.
Yeah.
I also don't like how often and how many uh, rappers, specifically black men rappers, who are dying under the age of 25, and their family don't even own the masters and shit like that to their catalog. Like, I think that's insane. I think that's you would have thought it would have gotten better since like Pac and Big and all these other brothers who passed, but like the shit's gotten worse, and it's not even a question. Like I be scrolling on social media, seeing like rest in peace to da 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 da, like that he was just about to make it. I've never heard of this nigga in my life. You see what I'm saying? Like a very
Right.
regional artist, but the internet just connects us all, and it's like, damn, like you look across and these RIPs, it's like, damn, bro was born in 2004, like shit like that, like processing that in your brain, like a post 9/11 kid dying by like gun violence, like that shit's crazy, bro. I think in some ways it's great, and in other phases it's like it's just I don't want to just go down a dark path and say it's getting unanimously worse. I think just certain things are just we have so much more easy access to see it now.
Yeah.
Like I think that shit is kind of worrying, bro, because what if your kid want to be a rapper? You know what I'm saying? Like you look across and it's like, yeah, I want to be a rapper. I want to, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are you gonna do? Like,
Can
what? Go ahead.
go ahead. Nah, go ahead. Finish your statement. I'm glad.
No, like just that, because it's like, what do you like? That's what my main question would be, like, what you want to do? Like, what are you sure you want to rap, or do you just want to make music? Because it's like these young niggas, between the death and the fucking Ricos, it's like, god damn, bro.
Yeah.
Like, the fuck?
Yeah. So
I'm not saying some of these niggas don't need to be in prison, god damn, but like some brothers need, like, this is supposed to be a chance to make it out.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't
So
know. I just think some of it's not right, bro.
can you so hold up. All right. Can y'all hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Gary.
All right. Can you well like now that we are a little bit older, can you see what the people who was against hip hop back in the 90s, like can you see why they was against hip hop? Was against gangster rap?
I
Because
Uh,
can.
I feel like that plays a big part on the
oh wow,
urban
that's crazy, man.
urban
Damn, man.
community, man. Like that's like, can we see like now what like is some shit that they foresee that we couldn't see at the time? Just feel like, you know what, now you're just trying to stop what we had going on.
No,
I'm not.
Because
I don't believe them because their arguments were shit. A lot of them were pure fucking shit, and it was the same arguments that their parents were making against fucking blues and Ray Charles in them. Like
okay.
their arguments weren't well rooted on good evidence. Like a lot of that shit was speculative at best, and they didn't like the language in the music, but they'd go see fucking movies where motherfuckers was killing and fucking and you see what I'm saying, smoking and everything else like that. Like, nah, there a lot of the criticism that's been well documented. Like, I think her name was what was Dolores's name? I forget.
Dolores C. Tucker.
Yes, you get her. She had some good points. A lot of them were like, not really rocking with you. You get a nigga like Bill Cosby criticizing it. That didn't age well. You get somebody like Oprah criticizing it. That didn't age well.
My
Like,
guy
look
Bill,
at the
man.
like what I be saying this shit all the time. Like
I
the
do.
source is important. Like you can't tell me my music is too violent and you drugging. Never mind. Never mind.
I do want to say something to this because we literally talked about this, man. Where Special Ed was on Drink Champs, and basically, we blamed one specific hip hop group for the destruction of hip hop, and that was NWA.
Mhm.
Um, you know, being that he's from a dude, he's a rapper from New York, and he's basically calling out a group from the West. I already knew what it was gonna look like on paper, like a East versus West narrative, yada yada yada. So, mind you, in the '90s, I wouldn't say the East Coast necessarily had gangster rap per se. It was more mafioso, which is more influenced by, what I'm saying, Italian mafia, um, and the drug dealing allure of that. Even like the way they were dressing. You know what I'm saying, with the silk. You know what I'm saying, Versace shirts and what I'm saying, the dress pants with the dress shoes and the watches and the vivid storytelling and all of that sort of stuff. That's kind of the wave New York was on, especially with the likes of Coogee Rap, Raekwon, Nas, Cole.
Niggas was drug dealers, man.
Yeah, that's the wave they were on. Now, if you're talking about gang banging rap as opposed to gangster rap, that was introduced on the West, uh, and that didn't really get popping on the East like that up until like the mid 2000s, I would say, because gang banging on the East, me being from the East, we got into that late. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them California OGs, they migrated to other parts of the world basically in the mid to late 80s, early to late 90s. But for New York specifically, it was like mid 90s or so, mid to late 90s. So, you had people like Warren G on the West. You had people like Snoop on the West. You had people like DJ Quick, MC8. But then you had Far Side, you had Hieroglyphics and Alcoholics. You had who else, man? Damn, what was that? What was that group, man? I'm trying to think of like Souls of Mischief. Them type of dudes on the West who, were more boom bap,
Loonies.
the loonies, you know what I'm saying? Who weren't directly involved because they don't really gang bang in the Bay or whatever. Um, they had more of that sound, but it wasn't as popular. Um, and it didn't catch on as much. And honestly, some of these dudes on the West, you didn't really know they were affiliated for real, unless they specifically stated it in their music. But if you were already on the West, people like Quick, I mean, they were quick to let you know. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you literally had a Blood and Crips hip hop group. You know what I'm saying? Like that was an actual thing. And these dudes were literally banging on wax. I mean, their first album was called Banging on Wax. And you literally got them on record like dissing each other. You know what I'm saying? And they're from opposing gangs, you know? And that was like 92, 93. Um Now, like I said, man, there's two eras, right, that are considered contributions to the to the like the downfall of hip hop. Um, People say it's gangster rap and the snap era, like right around the time Soldier Boy came through, like the ringtone era. Those are the two generations that are considered the downfall of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like for
Oh
people,
man,
yeah, that's if
that's
you ask
wild.
if
That's
you ask
like
the average like 40 plus year
nah,
old, especially from the East Coast, he gonna tell you either the snap era or the beginning of gangster rap kind of being popularized. You
mumble
know,
rapping, man. Kinda
mumble rap
killed
I
me.
hear as
That
well,
shit
but
killed everything, bro.
I mean that came way later though. That came with
Yeah,
yeah, that came with Migos and Uzi. Um,
like yeah,
that came way
what?
later. That was like 2011, 2010 ish, right around
Yeah,
that
what
era.
these brothers talking about the early, like the 2000, like bro, like the
Yeah, Soldier Boy like
2000
oh
music was
seven.
powerful, man. Like that
I mean,
shit,
yeah, it
like
was it was definitely powerful for sure. And this was like around the time where hip hop was competing with pop. You know what I'm saying? It was competing with I think that around this time it already had basically surpassed rock, I believe. So it was competing with pop music, which is basically popular music. Um, Around that time, this is kind of when corporations were kind of introducing the whole non-artist development type shtick, where it's like, yo, we don't really need to develop an artist. You kind of just blow up on the internet and get it popping from there, because literally that's how Soldier Boy blew up. You know what I'm saying? Like the heavy use of the internet, like sharing his music on LimeWire through links and whatnot that you thought were other songs, but they were actually his songs. Like, bro, I heard what's his hit, man? Crank That, like months before it came out.
bro.
Like
I just
months
watched that
before it came
video
out.
not too long ago, bro. Like man, that
Yeah,
Soulja
man.
Boy was cut down.
Yeah, bro. He
That
was
shit was
promoting the shit out of
powerful,
that
bro.
song, man.
I
He
tell
was
you,
promoting the
bro.
shit out of that song. Like, so
Yeah,
yeah,
bro.
some people contribute him to like the like to he basically he opened the door for, I guess, what people would consider the Lil Pumps and the Ugly Gods and the Yachties, uh Juice Worlds, them type of people. Like the dyed hair, you know, druggy emo rap stuff,
Well, I mean,
essentially.
that was I like. Let me do this because
Yeah.
so I like it when it's always these over 40 East Coast brothers who like to say things like this. When in actuality, if we really want to get to the nitty gritty of this shit, the downfall of hip hop was the fact that it spent two and a half maybe decades on the East Coast with all of these quote unquote get money drug dealing niggas, and not a motherfucker owned their masters and wasn't gangster shit to them white label execs or those radio execs, and couldn't control the flow of money directly back into their fucking community. And they want to say, "Oh, it was the snap shit." Oh, you mean when the money was going directly to this nigga, the Soldier Boy nigga? That's when that was the fall. That's what we're doing. I can understand the complaint for gangster rap for what do you call it? From the optic standpoint, yeah, like that shit definitely did play a part. Gangster rap was there as well. Colors did do numbers as well. Like the movie Colors did its numbers in aiding in that propaganda side of it. But it's like, nah, like we got to keep it a buck. Like
Yeah.
y'all didn't start and own no labels that protected black artists who looked just like you, who were coming from the neighborhoods that you were coming from, that allowed them to keep their masters at large. So like, okay, cool. In light of that, it's still a demand for young niggas who want to, you know what I'm saying, look like the guys from the neighborhood. So they're gonna do what they have to do to get that money. So it's like, nah, like y'all like you can't blame the youth for your failure as an elder. That's how the
Yeah, I
shit
think.
just keeps on getting passed down. Like Lucci said, well, no, it was the mumble rap. No, trace this shit back.
Hmm.
Like
Yo,
trace it back.
Kai said some in the comments.
A lot of the OG
I
rappers
think.
were persecuted for bringing new sounds, rebellion in hip hop, then turned around and did it to the younger rap artists. Uh,
Exactly.
I mean, I agree to an extent. I mean, obviously, one example would be Melly Mel. Um,
Uh, uh,
he would be considered
Lucci.
an example. I think what they're arguing is that uh, basically the quality of music from that point on dwindled. Um, and that's really what I see the main argument for the most part. I don't even see now it's getting to a point where it's not even just dudes from the East Coast. It's relatively just
Yeah.
older people in general from across the region, and even some people who are kind of around our age who feel like you know the quality of music dwindled, whether it's beats, lyrics, content, substance. And I ain't gonna lie, they might have a point to an extent, maybe. I'm not gonna lie. Even in this era, man, concept albums are not a
Few
thing.
and far between.
Yeah, it's
Niggas
not
don't
really a
like
thing.
concept albums.
you, s- you,
Nah,
Niggas just came out and
hold up.
shitted on Kendrick's project.
You
Did
said,
we
hold
forget
up.
that
You
that
said they
quick?
might have a point that what Soldier Boy killed like hip hop.
no. I would say I'm not gonna say him specifically because it's not really his fault.
The snap shit.
Yeah, it's
Was-
not his fault specifically because he's just one person, and obviously, he was signed to a label. It just wasn't like a super prominent label. Uh, and I don't know, man. Like I think after that point, like it was like 2007. Um, I mean, yeah, New York kind of went in a whole different direction with their type of music. You had the Manos and the Jibs and the young bees. They didn't really like a lot of that either. You know what I'm saying? With the dance music, that was
Yeah,
mainstream. They
it
wasn't
was
really
the
fucking with
South
it.
at that time. Yeah, the South had can't do
Yeah,
like
they
all
wasn't.
of that club bangers and shit like that. Like,
Yeah, you had the whole
oh,
stinky leg shit. With the
yeah,
G4
walk it
boys
out.
in Texas, walk it out. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
like come on, we
Atlanta.
had bangers, Cal. Like we
Yeah,
got
you had the
shit
That's what
pop
that
I'm
lock and
saying. I
drop
wasn't
it.
gonna say
it
that.
got like shit that you put on still to this day that can go make a club go up. Like that bitch will go up, man. And that's I can't see it. I don't agree with the brother said, bro. I can't see that, man. I feel like that snap shit kind of kept hip hop alive, bro. And it was a fun time too. It wasn't that serious to me. Like people was out partying and shit or whatever. It wasn't
Right.
like it is now where motherfuckers just talking about murder, murder, kill, kill. Like and now, it's not safe to go to a club. Like at that time, bro, you can go out and have a good time, fam.
And you can't have it both ways. You can't say, "Oh,
Mm-hmm.
gangster rap is part of the downfall of it," and then come back decade and some change, a decade two later, and see the "you're a jerk" niggas
Oh
uh,
shit.
dancing in skinny jeans and shit like that, and be like, "Oh, well, that shit is get like." What do you want? Do you want niggas to kill each other? Do you want niggas to have fun? Do you want niggas to dance but not be too good at dancing? Like, what the hell do
Them
you
brothers
niggas
had the
want?
Harlem Shake out there, though, Cal.
That's what I'm saying. Niggas Harlem shaking and Pelly. Like, shut the fuck, shut the fuck up, nigga. We're not doing
I think a
this.
part of it is because hip hop has always had a message. It wasn't just party music.
Mhm.
I know that's what people consider it as when it first started,
Mhm.
but as I said, man, one of the key things of hip hop is MCing.
Mhm.
Moving a
Yeah.
crowd. Being a master of ceremonies.
Mhm.
Basically, that's what it stands for, right? But it also had a message. It was very anti-establishment. It was very conscious. I mean, it had a message. Um, you know, within the music, even if you could dance to it. You know what I'm saying? So, you had the Grandmaster Flashes, them type of brothers, man. You had the Kumo D's, you had the LLs, you had the Big
It
Daddy
take two to
Kanes.
make it go right.
Yeah, all of that. Like around this time,
Mm-hmm.
man, you had the 5% Nation being a major influence on hip hop music. You know what I'm saying?
The nation's a
Nation of
big one for
Islam
sure.
as well,
Mhm.
FOI as well. You had the
Prophets.
Black Panthers being a major influence as well. Even the new Black Panther Party that was reintroduced in the '90s as well. Even Pac, man, he was a part of the New African Panthers. He was a member of the New African Panthers in his early career. You know what I'm saying? Which is why I used to wear, the African medallions, beaded necklaces. Always, promoted red, black, and green. He always spoke out at charity events or community meetups, that sort of stuff. Um, you kind of don't really have that as much anymore. You know what I'm saying? And you don't really have that. Now you have rappers fully endorsing politicians, who they have no knowledge of at all. Niggas just literally standing next to Trump or Biden, like, yo,
Hey,
man, like,
hey, hey, hey.
vote
Okay.
for this nigga, man, or you're not black
Hmm.
enough. Like, and I'm like,
I was
bro,
trying to tell you.
what are you talking about, man?
Come
Like,
on,
what your
what
ass
is
talking about, bro? Like,
that?
what do you know about politics, man? It kind
Go
of
for the
gets
dada.
insulting, man. Like they want to talk about, jail reform, and that's cool and everything, but it's like, bro, like with all due respect, man, it kind of you don't really sound like you know what you're talking about, man. With all
At all.
due, whether it's the Cardi B's or the Kanye's or the Waka Flockas, these type of people,
Sexy
man,
reds.
the Sexy Reds, man. I
Charlie
don't
I
know,
see
Clips,
man.
Trump. One thing I
Charlie
can see,
Clips,
Trump.
TNA.
One thing I can say, man. Trump let niggas out, man. That's
Oh
one
my
thing I can say,
God,
man.
man.
My dog, important niggas, man.
Just
Like,
because he pardoning
continue,
Kodak, man,
Cujo.
don't mean
Go ahead,
nothing.
continue, Cujo. He part Wayne too,
God.
and he part the drug dealer bitch too. I don't forgot what her name is. We
Yeah.
got yeah. He let
That
her
shit
out too.
crazy.
So yeah,
That shit
let her go.
crazy.
Go ahead, continue, Cujo.
Oh man, that's
Brothers
hilarious.
want to see. All
No,
right.
I mean,
We could talk about the black people he denied housing for as well. We could talk about the
No,
discrimination
here we
lawsuits. We
go.
could talk. No,
Okay.
no, 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 no. Don't talk
You
about what he
want to
did.
do it
Don't talk
there.
about what he. Don't just talk about what he did for niggas. Talk about what he did to niggas. Like yeah,
nah,
Lucci.
I
The
don't
nigga
I don't
y'all
want
went
to
hold up,
I don't want
Cujo,
to
because the
delve too
nigga
deep
y'all
in
went
that.
vote for, yeah, the nigga y'all
We can
went
get
vote
back
for
on
got all my
topic.
brothers in jail right now, sign the crime bill up. Like, come on, man.
Man, listen, man,
Like,
fuck
we
fuck
want to, you want
fuck
to
the
do that
Clinton
with Biden, man?
fuck the Clinton
Brother
administration,
that
man.
Dixie,
They
See,
they they
brother
introduced
Dixie
the
Clap.
crime bill. You know what I'm saying? Fuck the Clinton administration, man. That's another
I'm,
story
See what
I'm
I'm
fuck with
saying?
for
either
another
side.
day, man.
Yeah,
I don't
Trump
But
choose either
2024,
side. My,
man.
my my shit is I agree with Cujo. I don't fuck with people who are not adept in politics trying
That's
to speak to a criminally miseducated group of people in regards to politics with nice
right.
talking points with performative bullshit. Like I get it. I get it. Some of y'all motherfuckers sold y'all soul. I understand. Like not literally, we're not getting into that spookism and shit like that. But like you sold your right to be a true, fully functioning human being. You are a product pusher for brands, for whatever their constituents want. But like, I don't take you niggas' political opinions seriously. I don't. The majority of rappers, I do not. You see what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like, if we
Not like
can't even trust people who went to school to be politicians to uphold, you see what I'm saying, the ethics of being a politician or know enough about some shit before they vote on it, why the fuck would I trust you?
man.
You see what I'm saying? That shit don't make no fucking sense. Make your fucking music and stay the fuck out of adults' business. Like, stop.
Oh man, hey
I'm
man,
gonna
come
just
on,
say this.
man,
You know what I'm saying?
come on,
Hip hop,
man. Hey, you had to chill the fuck out over there.
hip
He
hop
trying to
currently,
baby.
as in 2023, it is corporatized. It is capitalized. You know what I'm saying? Like it's major money. You know what I'm saying? Major media conglomerates. Um, major branding, major propaganda. You know what I'm saying? For better or for worse. There's not one rapper whether they own their masters or whatever, that has an independent record label for real, for real. You know what I'm saying? They either have distribution deals um with another record company so that they can, support their artists, yada, because it's a lot of money, bro. It's a lot of money that goes into um supporting an artist, man, doing shows and providing merch and studio sessions and buying equipment. That shit takes money. So if you got to sign a deal with another label to back all of that, you know what I'm saying? Plus to have a budget, man, for an album, you know what I'm saying? Because you got to pay producers and mixers and engineers and sound sound mans, all that. Bro, it's a lot of bread that goes into it. So we get it, man. So, there's a lot of business that goes into it. And I think that's what a lot of people don't like. And honestly, I don't like it either because, the root of it realistically kind of gets taken out. The live band, concept albums, having a message in your music, actually being independent, um, fighting for an actual cause, you know what I'm saying? Being well read, all of that kind of gets dwindled, man. Nobody gives a damn about that, man. If you're on TikTok, man, you blew up off 1 million views. Now you signed in a 3 album deal with what looks like an independent record label, whether it's Opium, what's another one, man, that's kind of popping? Generation Now, what I'm saying, that's signing all the underground rappers, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, but if that first
I got
album flops, you know what I'm saying? Now you can't recoup none of that bread. You gotta get more bread for another album, hoping that shit don't flop, just so you could pay back, you know what I'm saying? All the shit you fucked up on the first album just because it basically tanked. And then don't get me started on this shitty ass streaming era. You know what I'm saying, where you basically have to get, I believe, 1,500 listens for like one stream or something like that. And people do not buy albums anymore. Like, there's none of
yeah.
that.
I'm not gonna
If you
buy no
have
album.
Spotify or Tidal, or ain't nobody paying no damn $12.99 when you're already doing that for the subscription for the music service anyway. So once
Hold
that shit drop, you listening right then and there.
Yeah.
So ain't
up.
no
Good
ain't no
though.
ain't no supporting artists for real. You know what I'm saying? So
I,
Right.
I I
uh
got I got a question, man, because we went
yeah.
back from far from what I asked. So like what I was asking, do you can you get what the people who was against hip hop was why they was against hip hop in
If
the
you mean
beginning?
against hip hop in a sense of where it was headed, yeah, I understand them
The
to an extent.
influence. I think it was more probably now that I hate to say it.
I
I think it was
understand
kind of
some
more
of
of the
yeah.
influence.
I understand some of the OG sentiments. I understand what they were saying. Some of the messages were poisonous. Some of the messages were ignorant, and it was becoming too much of an influence. Yes, you can argue that um music doesn't influence the streets influence the music. It was back
Yeah.
and forth, bruh. It
Yeah.
was back and forth. There were
Mhm.
certain people, and it's not no certain people. Like, I'm not even gonna say, bro, you weren't wearing certain type of clothes unless your favorite rapper was wearing it. You weren't,
Right.
you didn't have a certain type of cadence or a certain type of flow or a certain type of beat that you wanted to use unless your favorite rapper used it or your favorite rapper dressed a certain way. Bro,
Mhm.
there were certain types of music you couldn't play in certain neighborhoods because
The
of the
politics
beef that
behind
shit would strike up.
it. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yes,
Certain
it
songs
became
you can play in the club.
Hmm.
yeah, whether it was Nucky If You Buck or
Tear the
Beef
Hey,
Out
club
Lucy.
of
up.
Tear the
Hey,
Club,
Little
all that type of
John
shit,
when
bro.
getting
when
nigga
it comes
drug.
to
All that type of
when
shit was getting niggas killed to
when
an
it comes to
extent.
like the message, I don't think you can really stay like the people that was against the message and where hip hop was directed towards to.
Where I was headed.
Now I'm looking when I'm thinking back then in the '80s, how they used to rap and through how it transferred to now. I don't think you really could do anything about that because hip hop is our culture. It's speaking about our life, what we went through back in the '80s. It was a more positive stuff because you're coming from a different time era. Then after you go through that, things are starting to slow down. Racism is still there, but it's not as cringy and crazy. Now you rapping about different things. And then the dance era comes in. Then you got the trap era. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just another thing is you have to newer rappers come out. You got to be different. You got to be original. You know, so it's a lot of things that come with our culture. You know, and I even seen it. I remember I seen and when you said about the message is that's a real deep part too. Pause if necessary for niggas out there. Is it ain't just the black people, it's also like other white people back then I didn't understand, you know what I'm saying, that didn't like hip hop. And if you think about what Tupac went through, I seen an old interview and this girl lady was like, I know a lot about your people. He said, no, what do you know about our people? You don't understand this hip hop stuff and stuff going on. So when it comes to the message, I don't think it was nothing we could have did about that, because the point was for hip hop to get it across. Because remember, it wasn't supposed to last this long. It actually helps people understand us more. The only problem is we don't own it. We don't own it. You know what I'm saying? But it makes everybody want to be us, be us, be just like us. So you can't do nothing about the message.
And Lucci with the because that was Cujo's point with the shit. My thing is like that boy who cried wolf shit applied to the elders then. For real. Because if you look at the historical outrage behind older generations when it comes to looking at new shit, when they don't understand it, they instantly demonize it. Period.
Mm-hmm.
You look at during the 70s and the 80s, they were turning over middle America because of Dungeons and Dragons, saying it was a demonic cult. Much to do about nothing. You skip a little bit forward. Hip hop is poisoning the mind of children and da 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 da. Much to do about nothing, because everybody, all of your favorite rappers from the quote unquote golden era grew up watching fucking like Goodfellas and shit like that, Scarface and everything else like that. So you care about the music, but not about the messaging in movies or about drugs being disproportionately pushed into our communities. Much to do about nothing. You fast forward a little bit more. A lot of older people talking about, violence in video games makes kids more violent. Much to do about nothing. There is no statistical information that directly ties one to the other. If that's the case, you playing a bunch of fucking flight simulators on the PC and the Xbox should make you an expert fucking pilot. It doesn't. You playing cooking games doesn't make you an expert fucking chef. That shit does not transfer. You see what I'm saying? It's every time that they have outrage about shit and it's in the front of the newspapers or in the constant news cycle, a lot of it is much to do about nothing. So yeah, niggas got that shit wrong. Like they don't say shit about all the music that white people were putting out in the 80s, disco and everything else like that, endorsing cocaine and drugging bitches. Nobody says anything about them at all. Everything, all of the ire is directed towards hip hop for real. Like that's not for that's why it's like I heard.
So who influenced who though, Cal? Who would you say hip hop influenced the hood more, or the hood influenced hip hop more? Like,
I agree with Cujo.
I would think.
I agree with
I know.
Cujo.
Yeah, I'm asking.
Both.
Will you say both?
Yeah, like it's a symbiotic relationship, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like one pours into the other as the other pours into the other. Like it, because there was niggas getting killed in the hood before rap was made.
But you can rap about shit that, like just do a storytell about some shit that you never did. But to someone who's listening to you, they would take that literally and probably go do that shit. I've been influenced to want to go hurt somebody because I heard some lyrics before or whatever, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at it from that point. Like, but
I mean, I can understand that to an extent. That's what I was just talking about. Like, yeah, you did have the uptick of the, what we call the studio gangster. You know what I'm saying?
I sold a lot of drugs because of the fucking trap era, brother. To be honest, like,
yeah, you had a lot of people
because I was listening to, bro,
that they weren't living. You know what I'm saying? They were just making things up because that's what was selling. That's what was popular. That's what was hot. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's another problem. Like, we stopped dictating what was hot. You know what I'm saying? Or at least the things we were dictating were hot. Was kind of more of a negative impact than anything. Like, I've never been the type to be like, man, I don't care to listen to that Mos Def shit. Like, put on some Chief Keef for whatever. If you can listen to both, I don't mind. But some people feel like it's either one or the other, and that's not necessarily true. drill is basically a baby of trap and gangster rap. You know what I'm saying? It's the younger
I don't
genre
think it's
between the
just
two.
gangster rap, man.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, it's the
I
younger
always thought of
genre.
it as gangster rap, man. I'm not gonna lie. That drill shit, that's why I was like, it just sounds like gangster rap, man. I heard this shit before, like, but it's just now that the internet is out, everybody, oh, he's talking about this guy,
Yeah.
he's talking about that guy. But if I go back to shit to the 90s and the early 2000s, I'm hearing niggas talking about murders and shit in rap lyrics and shit. Like, you
So
know what I'm
I
saying?
got a question. Crunk music, is
Yeah.
that like that dancing music and trap,
What?
or is that
Crunk?
like, yeah, like it's like angry, but it's like get
Crunk
Crunk
hype, we
music,
music,
having fun, but we
that's
beat
crunk,
your
crunk
kind of,
ass.
music is
yeah.
dance
Right.
music, and that's more based on the
Yeah.
West Coast. So that's more dance music. There's certain genres of
Hold
hip
up,
hop
you
and
say
music where
crunk?
that is.
You talking about
Yeah,
the Lil Jon shit or
no, no,
the
no. He said
or,
crunk music.
Crump.
No, no, I
Okay.
meant no, no, wait, I meant Lil Jon shit.
Yeah,
Oh,
That's what I
Crump.
oh,
meant.
Oh, you talking about Crump? You talking about that
Yeah.
rowdy? That's
That
the
shit is like that shit is
that
just
was
mosh pit.
past the
That shit is just mosh pit music for
my
hip hop,
spit.
bro.
talking
And
about that
again, it's
purple.
like
Oh, okay, okay.
they blew that shit out of proportion because it was
That
us doing
purple.
it, body bags. Them
Yeah.
white boys be in there fucking throwing each other through speakers, hitting
They
each other with
hey,
guitars,
I'm always watching my
they
spit
love it.
on
They love it.
Instagram,
and
They
bro.
they
I
love
listen.
love
it.
watching it. I
They
love
I go
watching it.
to
I'm not gonna
every time
lie.
I go, Lucy. Every time I go to a bar, Lil John
Uh-huh.
come on. They love them white people. Love that 2000 crime. Like, bro, that dude, he has. I was at work today. I'm hearing Usher, him that yeah, and I heard a different version of it, and I'm like, how many remixes did he do? He got of this song. Like, he making that much money. I'm like, dang, I ain't never heard this version. This I think was like some Linkin Park or something. I don't know what it was, bro. Crunk
Yeah,
music.
them. I'm a very open-minded person when it comes to music. So I remember the damn, I forget the song that it was. It's like the when we up in the club and them niggas want to run when we
You
step up
talking
to
about
their
Russ
face,
Yeah,
Tribe?
what they gonna do? Shit, I heard a metal band put that
yeah,
shit like cross stab with
yeah.
metal, and them white boys was in there beating the fuck out of each other, and nobody batted an eye. Nobody
Literally.
flinched. It was just like, oh, yeah, that's what we do. Like we get
Yeah, they
mad,
get him.
we eat roaches, we fight each other. Like some niggas
Eat
get stabbed.
roaches. Oh, that's wild.
Bro, Lucy,
Wow.
I swear to God, bro,
Eat
this is what we
roaches.
do. See, I've
My
been there, bro.
God.
I'm telling y'all, this should
Oh
be.
man.
Hey, man.
I mean,
Yeah,
yeah, I get it to an
Oh
extent.
shit.
I get it. You know, I'm not gonna be the
yeah.
type to say trap music should have never been invented. And you know the countless amount of back and forth that happened that got a lot of people hurt. You know, whether it's the Gucci and Jeezy shit or you know other beefs, Ti and whatever's like. Um,
Dolph.
yeah,
Yeah, rest
Dolph
in
and
peace.
Gotti and you know that sort of shit. Um,
I don't-
I don't know, man. It's a thin line, man. It's a very thin line because at least in that aspect, we you know a lot of that shit got people killed, man. It got people hurt.
Yeah.
Can we make the same argument for someone that's in a damn mosh pit? You know what I'm saying? Like,
No, see, no, because
yeah.
yeah,
in a mosh pit, it's like you know what you're getting into in a mosh pit. We gonna push each other. We gonna
right.
fight.
Obviously, brothers
So what
doing
you gonna get if you go? Hold
cartwheels,
on.
like
What you gonna get if you go to a Young Dolph concert and the height of him and Yo Gotti's beef in Memphis, a local show? It's like 5K people in the crowd. You know, he doing a 20-minute set. Next thing you know, Gotti's people come through. Niggas get stomped out. Niggas get shot at.
Right.
Someone innocent gets killed. You know what I'm saying? And it ends up on the news. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like
that's
just
different.
because he want to do
but
just because he
see,
want to do a local show in his city. You know what I'm
but
saying?
see,
For people to
Them
turn
niggas
up.
that he got. My only thing, and Lucci, I'm gonna let you cook after this.
go ahead, no, you
My
good.
only thing is we need to stop demonizing our shit when it's consenting parties in our shit, and then
Consenting
worship.
parties.
Yeah, like
Innocent people consented to get stomped out
no,
because
no.
of two niggas rapping.
No. I'm not talking about that. That was your example. I'm
I'm
saying
just saying, you know.
Nah,
when we're playing our music and niggas
Right.
is tearing up the club or whatever the case may be, whoop de whoop. That part, because I'm still looking at the one-to-ones that we can do where it comes to like metal mosh pits and shit like that, and niggas in the club wanting to fight and shit. I'm speaking for that era, not this era where you put on the wrong song and niggas is upping on you in the club or immediately after the club. There was that era in this shit, especially in Southern hip hop, where you could play some
Yeah.
shit. People get in a fight, get in a scuffle,
Little
whatever the
John
case may
era.
be. Yeah,
That's
a nigga
2003,
got me,
2004.
and it's cool, and niggas walk
Yep.
away.
You
Like
don't give a
that's
dang. I don't give. Yeah, that song right there.
exactly
That
young
the
blood,
Lil
all
John
that.
era, man. Yeah, that Lil John era, man. That all that shit, Cujo. You talking about the stadium? That shit was going on in clubs. Like you just put that on, and shit just go
Yeah,
to move
I'm
or
talking. Yeah, I'm
something.
talking
Like,
about the Chitlin circuit area. That shit is
Yeah,
dead now because
yeah, that is. But my thing is
like
also,
a
Cujo,
lot of them clubs don't
look at
exist
how
no
our
more.
shit is
So
characterized in that example with the Young Dolph and the Gucci thing. When it happens to white people at their concerts, it's viewed as an ultimate tragedy of large proportions. This was a mass shooting with an active shooter. Look at how they talk about this shit in the news versus
yeah.
us. Niggas is beefing.
Animals. It
Shit
was
went left.
animals.
Couple exact like it's just niggas is being niggas. And the white people we have to mourn. There's a moment of silence. Like, no, that's an active fucking shooter. This
Mhm.
nigga showed up to the event with malicious intent and didn't give a fuck if he hit innocent people. That's an active shooter, bro. Period. A mass
uh,
murder, you killed what is it, 3 to 5 people? You're a mass, like, yeah. You're a fucking open shooter. No, we need to stop doing that without like that shit's crazy, bro.
I agree to an extent, but the problem is right. This why the Boondocks are so popular, man.
It's so powerful.
Like this why the Boondocks are so powerful because you know they created the coined the term a nigga moment. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Or niggas being on nigga shit, right? While we understand how we're viewed, you know what I'm saying, to the dominant society, especially black men, you know, criminalistically, violent, immoral, whatever the case, right? Um, there's just gonna be certain people, bro, in our community who perpetuate
Nigga
a lot
shit.
of these things. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And they take it to a whole other level where they only exclusively want to hurt black people. You know what I'm saying? Like they can't see themselves putting harm to anyone else but a nigga. And
We might have to fit that. Go ahead, my
if you
fault.
ask them why, you know what I'm saying? Well, I mean, realistically, like that's all I grew up around. Like, I'm gonna have a problem with a nigga before anyone else. And you know that type of shit being perpetuated within the music, I'm gonna say, yeah, I don't necessarily like that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen to a nigga on the West Coast rap about how he had to check a random stranger that had on a pea hat. You know what I'm saying? And he mistaken it for his enemies. You know, and you getting jumped. You know what I'm saying? Because you in a supposed wrong neighborhood, you can't wear certain things in the own area that you live in. You know what I'm saying? Because you gotta worry about niggas being on nigga timing. Yeah, that type of shit corny. You know what I'm saying? That type of
I
shit is
agree there.
whack. You know, niggas
It is.
beefing at an award
Yeah.
show like the Source Awards. You know what I'm saying? You got niggas like DJ Quick and MCA going back and forth. Niggas throwing chairs at each other, fighting, all type of shit, bro. All that type of shit was corny. You know what I'm saying? Realistically, in hindsight, that shit was whack. You know what I'm saying? And I don't fuck with it being perpetuated in the music. Mind you, I'm a
Yeah.
nigga, bro, that listen to drill. You know what I'm saying? That was listening to gangster rap. I was listening to trap. And I'm not really realizing how much of an effect this shit got on me, how much of a hold this shit got on me to the point where I damn near know where these niggas were raised, what set they're
Yeah.
from, what area they grew
Music.
up in, and why they became who
Cujo.
they became. And I never even lived that life. You know what I'm saying? I've been a
Yeah.
regular guy my entire life. And I'm influenced by someone who is living that life, who would prefer to live my life if, you know what I'm saying, honestly, things didn't go the way they did, even if he grew up with both parents or
So
not.
are you saying people as a nation we should be more self aware how powerful music is because it's a vibration. You
I
know what I'm
mean, yeah,
saying? You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Because like if you really think about it, even you can't even watch a movie without background music, the music setting the tone of the scene. You see
yeah,
what I'm saying? So like the music does even like for the new ladies that's popping now and what they're doing, it got a lot of these girls, regardless if they want to say so or not, they fought they like deep down inside it got them doing that shit. Like, okay, I'm gonna just be a
The
guy or
pussy
do
rap, yeah,
this,
the coochie rap.
yeah, or the coochie rappers and be a thought, or
You know
I'm
what's
a, I'm
funny,
a,
bro?
I'm in a relationship during this season, but then I'm gonna be a thought the summer, and I'm gonna do the same thing and the same thing, until I don't know, man. It's just
You know what's crazy, right? And mind you, listen, man. Salute to sisters in hip hop. I mean, in the beginning, you had the Roxannes, you had the JJ Fads, you know what I'm saying, Queen Latifah, MC Light, um, them types, uh, very conscious of themselves. They're very mature, introspective, poetic, lyrical, all that, right?
mhm,
Then you had, what I'm saying, on the other side, you had the Salt and
Lil Kim,
Peppers. You know what I'm
Eve.
saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, you had the Salt and Peppers who were, they were more dance music. You know what I'm saying? Um, Maybe they weren't over the top with the sensuality and the sexuality, but it was still pretty sexual. You know what I'm saying? Then you had then you had later on with the Eves and the Kims and the Foxies, you know what I'm saying, who were kind of like, listen, man, we can do what men do, but we can do it better, just
mhm.
as good, or we can rap about, you know what I'm saying, fucking on niggas and making them take a cab, or you know what I'm saying, like, we tired of being used and abused, and we're tired
It's,
of
it
being
started with
being
Trina.
disrespected. Nah, Trina, I wouldn't say.
You don't think it started with Trina? I think Trina.
I don't
Nah, and
think
I'm a
She
so.
was
Southern
she.
nigga by the days.
I'm
I'm
gonna
not
say
even gonna
this.
hold you.
She had impact though. She's a very big impact of
Oh
the
yeah,
freaky
yeah, for
shit she
sure,
was rapping.
for sure.
But
I would.
that shit doesn't work though, Cujo, because time has changed, but not a lot has changed. Like that's why that shit don't really hit to me. Like even the girls do it now to where it's like, yeah, I'm a like we gonna fuck this nigga and have him take a Uber home. Bitch, thank you. Thank you. I would like to be in my household in peace and quiet. Thank you for the pussy
Yeah.
though. Like that shit doesn't hit the same
I
because
mean, it
it's
doesn't
like
hit, but
And you know
that's
what?
what they want to rap about.
You gotta. No, he got a point. Because I told a girl like that. She was like, "Yeah, my cousin be doing that. It be making me happy sometimes." So I'm like, "You think it's dope, but it don't hit the same unless he really
The
like
thing
her.
is,
He feel away. That's
right?
y'all. We
yeah,
don't
yeah.
give a
The
Like if
fuck."
thing
you
is,
if you
they don't care
right.
though. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. Like, honestly, right? All I mentioned, right? Foxy and Kim, bro, they were like
Mm-hmm.
teenagers rapping about this type of shit,
Yeah.
being groomed by older men. You know what I'm saying? But because they had talent, you know
They
what I'm
got
saying, they could
through.
flow really well. They
Yeah.
were somewhat lyrical. Then eventually, you had niggas, ghost writing for them or directly writing for them. You could hear the influence in the way they're rapping. So they're growing up in the industry where they have to be 10 years their senior, even though they're like 16, 17 years old, rapping
Mm.
about very raunchy, over the top shit.
Mm.
And obviously there were complaints then. There are still complaints now because you have a spectrum of women who support these type of rappers and then clown women like Rhapsody or women like
Yeah.
No Name or
Mm.
female
Fire.
rappers like what's another joint, Tierra Whack. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, we don't care about that conscious shit. We don't care about that lyrical shit. Like, that shit boring. Like, they only listen to one specific type of rap. Mind you, what's funny enough, like, if you go, let's say in Atlanta, the A3C concert or something like that, or a festival or whatever the case, most of Rhapsody supporters are men, especially black men. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's
A
where I
lot of
met
the
her
female
first time.
lyrical
Yep.
rappers, yeah, they're mainly men. You know what I'm saying? And mind you, black men listen to a variety of female rappers. From what I notice, even me, bro. I'll listen to someone like a Sexy Red one
Lotto,
minute
my
just because of
favorite.
her crazy beat selection. Then another minute, bro, I might bump a No Name or
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even really the biggest fan of Tierra Whack like that. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not the biggest fan, but I'm not gonna deny her rapping ability. Like, she can actually rap. You know what I'm saying? I just don't care to hear it basically because of the way she does it. But she's actually an actual dope rapper. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, you have the Lola Brooks. You know what I'm saying? She's, they're decent. You know what I'm saying? The Scar Lips and them types. Lady London is dope too. I see the joint that's kind of like a Griselda affiliate named Shade Noir. She's dope.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I actually want to
Ooh.
listen to her more. if anything.
See, the
But
difference between them girls though, Cujo, is the like the lottos and stuff. I can't listen to a whole album of that shit. I can listen to a whole No Name or a whole or
I can't
even a
listen to
half
it either.
or even half of it. I can't even listen to half of that stuff. It's just like next, okay, shaking ass, pussy, shaking ass.
And even
Okay,
even with the dudes, I'm
What's
gonna be
the
honest with you. The nigga, like the drug dealer niggas, like that shit is mentally taxing for me. I'm not gonna hold
yeah,
niggas.
And that
sometimes
Fucking
like
pussy comes to
yeah,
mind.
yes,
I ain't
yeah,
gonna lie. That's
like
all he rap about.
as much as I rock with the rapping ability of like Benny's in them, like I can't sit down and just listen to y'all niggas all weekend. Like
Yeah.
yeah.
drugs and shit. I can't. Like that's just my brain is weird. Like I trained to
Oh,
study patterns, my nigga. So like if I start to pick up like okay, cool, like the shit da 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 da, like we was pitching burgers at that White. I know the bar is White Castle. Like shit, like my brain's gonna just start auto filling your lines, and then at that point, it's like I'm not really, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not interested anymore. Like you got to switch it up.
Yeah.
I need some other shit, some introspective shit. What the fuck are you thinking about when you drive into the studio and your baby mama blowing your phone up beforehand? But now when you need to talk to her because you're going through some shit, she ain't answering. She probably with that other nigga. Tell me about those thoughts. Like, what do you think about when you go visit your man's
And that's why
grave?
I
Like,
like listening to Currency and shit because they rap about regular life shit.
yeah, like, bro, talk about some, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what they used to call gangster rap to not get reality rap. Tell me about your reality, my man's.
Reality rap.
Like
We need.
that's why I feel like it wouldn't be a hip hop
We,
discussion if I didn't take a shot at Aubrey. That's why I
no.
don't like
Oh
Drake
man,
shit.
come on, man.
Drake shit. Hold on.
Go
Drake
ahead,
shit
man.
is the prime example of what I'm talking about. To where it's like niggas stop. Like it's not just niggas; it's people in general. Like there was a study that showed like after you become whatever age you become successful at, start making money and getting famous at. If you don't actively make an effort to like learn more, travel more, and experience more, your brain literally stops developing, and you're stunted at that age, wherever that age was. So it's like, bro, we've been listening to you for almost 2 decades at this point, and it's still all these bitches. I understand these bitches, and these bitches love me, but I don't need to love these bitches. But I love this one bitch that I can't let go of. But she got a new nigga. I might fuck her just to make the nigga mad, but I'm also making money, and it's cold in Toronto. Nigga, grow the fuck up. Like, what's
it's
like?
not even.
Where's the new shit?
Yeah.
Like everybody else is outpacing the shit. Nas, the people that they viewed as older niggas, Nas had like a second lease on life, had another great second half of his career. Jay-Z as well, Royce the 5'9", Black Thought still, you see what I'm saying? Like T.I. can
Right.
still do some mature facing shit. And it's like, my nigga, you like almost 40 at this time. Like,
And I don't. I get what you're saying. He really don't need to do it. Because you're gonna just half-ass it like he did, and we're gonna be looking back like, damn, you could if you're gonna rap about this, you've heard you rap about this and do so much better. So don't even do this shit at this point. Just take a break, Drake. You really got a lot of accolades. You did a lot of good stuff and you gave us a lot of great years, man. For real. Like you really got. I know you out here trying some sounds and stuff, but you really gotta find something. I don't know. Try some Afrobeat stuff. You like that island stuff, bro? Just rap on that. You do some features with them. Don't even make an album. Do
Did
some
y'all like
Afro.
the last album? Did y'all like the last
This
album?
No. I ain't. No,
Not at
I didn't even give.
all. I
No,
heard
put
some.
it put it
I heard
like
some
this.
shit that I fuck with on there, man.
That video I did for it, I just
I
found
ain't
out it
see
got
it. I'm about to
blocked.
check it out.
No,
Oh
you
yeah,
can't see it. It got blocked after a while, man. That's why
I
I didn't
did
like
see
it.
it. I like the thumbnail though, so that what made me remember it.
Yeah,
The
I've been
thumbnail
working on
you
my
had on it.
thumbnail. Yeah,
Yeah,
I've been
I
working on
see
my
that.
the
Yeah, I
thumbnail
like
game.
that. I like
Pause.
that. I like
Uh,
that. Oh yeah.
yeah, I did want to say this while we here, man, because I discovered a new female rapper.
Oh
What's her
shit.
name?
Here we
She's
go.
dope, but there was a song she was featured with another like unknown female rapper, and that girl was ass. But her name is I think she's from Atlanta. Her name is Anicia.
I
Right,
never heard of her.
little tall, light skinned joint. You know what I'm saying? She raps on
Sick.
like drill inspired beats, a lot of like plug-in B type of
Mm.
beats, them type of beats. So that's like SoundCloud, underground type rap. So a lot of the songs be like 2 minutes, a minute and a
Who's
half
the
long.
who is
Them
the
type
other
of-
girl?
Some
Let me. I got a question, bro. I'm not gonna let it go left, bro.
SoundCloud
I
be
got a
having
quick
some people
question.
on there. So.
Can you be a female? Can you be a good female rapper and not be getting dick?
Yes,
What?
yes, yes,
Ah,
yes. Alex Trebek, can I have who is Missy
Yeah,
Elliott?
like no, because
There you
like
go.
the female rappers that really rap and shit, like they're like tomboyish, dykes, those in that
Uh,
element.
Rhapsody
So
not a
I'm
Rhapsody
actually,
not a
can
she
you
not a dyke.
actually?
Oh, she b-boy girl. She
Is
b-boy
it
girl.
any
Yeah,
I,
female
I
rappers
guess I
that?
get what they don't have as much appeal. Is what you mean to
man.
say? Um, I
Yeah.
mean, you do got the
I'm
Lottos. I consider her a good rapper. She's
a good rapper.
But Lotto ain't she with like Moneybag or something? She a good rapper though.
Yeah.
She my favorite. I don't like.
Nah,
Okay.
she not with money. That's a Ari or whatever.
She was. I seen Lotto with dude that played him. What's the Detroit show?
Oh,
Oh,
Big
you talking
Meech.
about
Meech.
Bro, they
Yeah.
don't rap
little?
like Missy, like they, bro. These, like, go ahead, man. But
I
You're talking. Wait,
mean,
you're
that's
talking about
not
new
no
era.
rappers, bro.
You're talking
Like,
about
yeah,
new era, Lucci.
these new females, bro. Like, they don't rap
Oh,
like
you
Missy
so you talking about like
and
Rhapsody,
come on, man,
Rhapsody and shit.
and yeah, and even like they don't rap like that, man. Like this shit
very
sound
few
like they.
do.
It
If you're
sounds
talking
like
about,
they're forcing it to me. I'm gonna be honest. It sounds like it's being forced, bro. Pause.
I mean, if you want to get popping in this era as a woman rapper, and even if you can rap, if I can rap like if it was a
It's no
lady and she can
flow.
rap, if she can rap like Rhapsody, she still somehow got to be in the limelight of having a sex appeal, like Cujo said, and she might have to be getting some D pause because that's what that just no listen for real. I ain't trying to be cringy, but that's kind of like you kind of right because that's what's popping now. Is the sexuality. You got to have some sex appeal with your stuff.
I was
I
just
think
getting to
Meg.
that
I think
because
Meg is good. When we first started seeing Meg
Yeah,
before
Meg. I
like
think
she
Meg
got
cool.
big,
I think
Meg
Meg
was
cool. I
Meg
think
was
Meg
great
cool.
in those freestyles that like they were putting out on YouTube and they were trying to push, and then she kind of what I'm saying, like got bigger after that. She obviously raps about sex centered stuff.
yeah, I
And
can't
a
listen
lot of
to
her
a
Meg
lot
stuff
got a
of.
did.
flow though, bro. Like all these other chicks, I'm not gonna lie, Cat. This shit sound like it's being forced, like, bro. It doesn't flow
That's
like
because they're
Meg
trying to
shit.
fit the wave, man. That's the wave now. Is trying
Yeah,
to.
it doesn't flow like Meg shit flows. Meg shit flows like even Missy and all them other girl, the old school shit. Like all these other dude chicks, like bro, Gorilla and Sexy Red. It seems like they're
Oh,
forcing their
speaking of
words. Like it
Glorilla,
doesn't
man, I mean,
sound like I don't
I
know,
don't
man.
know, but I will
so
say
Even Cardi,
a,
like Cardi, don't sound like. I mean, go ahead,
She
bro.
she
Lotto,
but look at
Lotto.
Cardi
where
don't
she
write her
came
own
I
from.
shit.
fuck.
So I mean,
Yeah,
that's
I
I
what.
fuck
mean,
with
but
I
at the
fuck with
same
Lotto
time,
though.
I don't.
That's probably what it is because they don't write their own shit. So
But
you know what I'm
Lotto
saying.
shit be flowing though, cause Lotto shit.
Yeah,
I done
I
Lotto's
don't
heard
listen to
actually a
rap.
good
Lotto.
rapper.
Lotto,
I mean,
she
not
actually
only
I don't
that,
rap.
but
listen to Lotto.
think about this, y'all.
Mhm.
What if the case is like if these people growing up, like they probably weren't influenced with the same type of rap that we're hearing now. Like
Yeah,
they kind of probably even had to like almost like accustom themselves to like what this era is actually
rapping about.
like but not even rapping about, but like what they're like looking for, like within like the actual like the pop culture or whatever the fuck, like what like is selling right now.
I
Like
mean,
that might not
Glorilla
been
and
the
Sexy
same
Red, they did
style
say.
that they were growing up listening to and shit like that. So it's like once they kind of ran into that, it's like, okay, well, shit, I gotta
They
change
said
my style up a little bit to actually match what the fuck's popping and what's selling right now.
And
And I
Glorilla,
feel like that
the
Glorilla
might
crazy
and
part,
be,
Sexy
what
and
you
I'm
Red.
just saying, like, this is like, it's not what I believe, but I'm just saying, like, that might be like a
good assessment.
possibility and
Yeah.
Glorilla
it
and
what
makes
they're
Meg,
it
they
kind of
makes
both
facing
sense.
said
right
they both said
She
they were influenced
hold on,
by.
Kuja, really quick.
Uh,
Because I was saying, look at where Meg is from though.
now.
Like,
Hmm.
look at the
Yeah.
stock that she's from. She's from a
okay.
family that is familiar with the industry and the expectations of the industry. That's why Beyonce's trajectory was always going to be different than, let's say, a Sierra's trajectory. Because you have that in the family. We know what the industry standards are. We can give you essentially the rudimentary tools for you to be able to adapt as the industry changes. So you have to be able to write your own shit. You have to be able to dance if necessary. You have to be media trained so that you don't die on an island in these interviews. Like that's
Right.
the stock she's from. So her career is going to look different from a Glorilla's career just because you look at where they're from. I understand like that is a privileged way of like coming up and shit like that, but that prepares you for the industry. It flat out does. Like that's why Bronny, LeBron's son, his life was always going to be easier than LeBron's because LeBron went through it first. It was like, nope, don't talk to this nigga, don't take that deal, don't go to that college, don't like that's just. Hey man, some of these people got to get it out the mud and they're the first. They're the LeBrons of their shit. So it's like
obviously these new female rappers' influence are going to be different because they're way younger. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
I don't like it, bro. I'm telling you, bro. I can never talk about Silk the Shock or no shit like that, man. I don't like it, bro.
What you?
Come on, man.
I don't like it.
Compared to like, man, Silk the Shock look like a god tier, man. Compared to this shit these females are putting out, like, man, what the fuck, man?
Yeah, I mean,
it's 42 Dubs. Is he a good rapper to you, Cujo?
42 Dubs.
Yeah,
is he a good rapper to you, or is he just?
It took me a while to get used to his voice.
Okay. That's what everybody say. That's what everybody say. But when you really listen to him, it's the beats they give him. Like I'm gonna tell you something real quick. Speak about 42 Doug. Yo Gotti has one of the best fucking artist labels. If you look at who the fuck he got, like he got everybody that was once upon a time just like up there. You know, shout outs to Yo Gotti. So like, yeah. So when you signing him, you're gonna pretty much be doing good.
Yeah, Doug is not bad, but I was gonna go back to the female rappers I was recently listening to. I forgot the name of the song, but basically the girl's name is Anisha. She was featured with another unknown rapper. She got a weird ass name, Caribou or some weird shit.
I heard of her.
And she rapping, bro, and like she hella animated in the video. And you know, she's very tomboyish, like Lucci described, like very she pretty, but you could tell she not a dyke. She just one of them girls that just dress like a nigga and you know raps or whatever. So whatever she rapping about threw me off. Like
the brat.
Like it was just on some like I can't lay up with you nigga and I'm like, bro, I can't listen to this, bro. This shit not.
She was too cute to be saying that. Know what you saying? She was too cute. She was too cute to be saying that.
The content was just not it, man. Most of the time, I'm not gonna lie. Most of the time, the way they're rapping, it's almost like it's a response to a male rapper. Like, nah, nigga, I'm not the one getting fucked, you getting fucked, or I'm not the one getting left, you getting left.
Right.
I'm not, like, you spending money on me.
I understand where Kudo's coming from with that.
You know what I'm saying?
It's almost like a battle of the sexist thing. As for guys, like as for guys, when we rap about bitches, we really just talking about y'all hoes. Bitches that like.
That's the thing. It's like now, okay, you're basically getting the hoes that are rapping and they're responding to the way these niggas is rapping about them. That's basically what it is. Some of it is okay, some of it is fire, and then some of it is really, really ass. Like,
I got shot in the foot, but your dick was little, nigga.
This era of rap is not really putting females down. I think like the dope boy, the trap era was more putting the women down. Like this era of rap is not putting women down like that. To me personally, I think women are getting their shit off way more than brothers.
It's not putting them down.
You got a lot more simps right now than you had at that time, bro. Because
it's putting them down,
it's different, bro.
It's putting them down. No, hold on. What I'm saying, what I'm trying to say is, it's putting them down, but not in that way, not in the music, but like as far as more imagery and moral standards.
Right.
Like far as the women and stuff, that's how it's putting them down, perception wise. But like far as like that shit you talking about, like it ain't putting them down that way.
Nah, man, they getting off.
No, this era is more catered to it because you want to hear, since it's so much more sexualized now, you want to hear that from a woman way before you would want to hear that from a man. So it's more catered to, like, this era is more fit for the women right now. That's why you see so much more women getting that popular look right now and being the more popular names that you're hearing right now. So it's like,
bitch started only
women are the more popular rappers right now, bro. Like, come on,
they are. But they, you know what's crazy, y'all? That don't make sense though. Because that's hold on, wait. I want to say,
I want to hear this shit.
My shit. I kind of disagree in a way. I agree, but disagree. I agree. It's because they popular, but then when they come to time to drop a actual project, It ain't that.
Right.
Like, get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't do it. We don't care about your project. We just care about your hits. Just like that's crazy. Get it? And when we meet a girl, we want a hit. These girls make it care hits. We care about hits, bro. We don't care about your
woman. There is not a woman who without it being like trolly clickbait shit that's ass that we all like watch and make fun of. Who is the last woman that you've seen who's a new artist who had a one hit that hit like the nigga who did Bitch Who This Fuck? That nigga. What is his name? Ain't You My Bitch? Don't We Be Fucking Raw every time? Bitch Who This Fuck? What is
Rollo Rodriguez?
Rollo, thank you. I barely understand.
I think he's ass personally,
but it's not about that. His shit was everywhere, Cucho.
I mean, Sexy Red is on par with her, to be honest. I mean, him.
She has more. She has more. She
definitely has more hits, and she has more of a cult following as well. She's more popular.
That's fair. I'll concede that point. That's fire. So you got Sexy Red. You got Sexy Red, who's like the newer joint. I've only seen one thing from the short Pop Smoke chick. What was her name? Lola?
Yeah, Lola. She's not really popping like that for real. Outside of that one hit, that's about it.
And Get the
Glorilla
Fuck Out
fell off too. So
what was her name?
You know what? I feel that same way.
Like I feel what niggas are saying, but look at how many top selling men there are still versus top selling women. When you think of top selling women,
y'all gotta stop saying Glorilla fell off, man.
Where you come from?
Boom, no. Guys, you say Sexy Red 3 times anywhere, boom, pop it up.
No, but
hold on.
I'm gonna let go ahead.
Like she ain't did nothing to put her in a fall off category. Like she went through her first cycle, her first run, toured, did the album. Everything was successful. Now it's time for the sophomore run. Like she ain't, you know what I'm saying? Like just because it's another bitch, or you know, bitches that's kicking and moving at the moment, don't mean like that she fell off though. Like ain't nothing, you know what I'm saying? Like she ain't.
Yeah.
I feel you.
I wouldn't say she.
I just feel like the impact. That impact she had when she first came out. When you fall short of that kind of make you seem like, but it's not. You right though. But
Gotti did very good artist management and pulled the reins in on the bitch. Because you know what I'm saying? Like we're not gonna, he did the right thing. Like okay. Let's hold off. Let's chill for a couple months.
Yeah, he got a lot of artists to manage.
And whether niggas like that song or not, that whatever the fuck that shit is called with
Fuck Nigga
Fabio, that shit is moving.
Oh no, not that.
There was a new song that she I think she some joint where she got a sample on it or whatever. It's not really getting a lot of love or whatever. I don't know why. I haven't listened to it, but a lot of people are saying it's garbage.
Which one are you talking about?
It's something, man. She was rapping over that a sample too. I'm not sure what sample, but apparently,
was it the Uchi Wally? She had a
Uchi Wally joint. Yeah.
Yeah, that was terrible. I couldn't do it.
Yeah, it was. Kai Cenat, the streamer, he reacted to it. I guess he didn't like it, and she ended up blocking Cuz for it or whatever, and
he don't give a fuck. That's Kai. That nigga get money.
He reacted to it and shit, and I was like, damn. But I mean, honestly, I fuck with Glorilla, man. I like her personality and shit. I don't really care for the whole, I mean, listen, man, you already know, like the whole female rapper, I want to be like a nigga aesthetic. I'm not into none of that. That shit is ass to me. But Glorilla is an actual good rapper. So I like the way she be riding the beats and shit. Like I like her voice and shit. She seems to have an infectious personality. So it ain't really over for her. She's still young. You know what I'm saying? She got a long way to go. But this game is very cold,
man. Let's see what this run do. This run will tell if a bitch done fell off.
Yeah, you know how hip hop is
It's
now,
kind
man.
it's
It's
kind
a
of
very
hard
hot
though, cause
culture,
she
man.
has to compete with Sexy Red, man.
I
You know what
mean,
I'm
yeah,
saying?
Sexy and Ice Spice and all these other dudes.
Yeah, you got it ain't like the same like
I
and
mean, but
Cardi
them,
B, she fell off quick.
I mean, but the only one that wasn't out when Glow was who did her shit was Sexy. Ice Spice was out. All the rest of them hoes was out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got a hip hop related question that goes to the quality of the music for y'all. Um, do y'all feel like the quality of samples has gone down,
Yes.
gone up, or stayed the
Um.
same?
Yeah. Yes, because I'm gonna tell you how they how they sample it. Usually they hear a sample and
Overused.
they
Yeah,
take it in a loop. Yeah, overused is really the thing because
that's
I hear
fuck right
Sade,
now.
I hear Sade samples, but lately I've been hearing a lot of like similar Sade samples. I'm like, bro, she has a better catalog than that, y'all. If y'all really knew how to sample and
Mhm.
dissect and cut it to make it seem like it's original, like I've never heard. Like the
That's
point
the
of
thing.
sample,
It just
the point
damn
of
near
sample,
seems
yeah,
original. You hit it
it's
on the head. It's like it
yeah,
pause,
black,
but
yeah,
like
Black
yes,
I'll,
Star.
I'll say this, man. The best
it's
It's
damn
part of
sample,
near
the
unoriginal. No,
yeah, the
the
point of
best
the
like it just
sample
sample
in the
yeah,
is
yeah,
rap.
to
yeah,
hear
Let
it.
body back.
It's
Let body backs
yeah,
finish.
Okay.
because me
yeah.
and my homie be making beats and he got a beat machine. My other homie do it. The point of basically that if you already made a beat or been in the studio, the point of making a sample is like to hear it in the sound. I mean, when I hear the sample and within your beat, I'm like, oh, where did I hear that from? I can hear it, but where did I hear that from? It's so familiar. If like it's getting to the point where like I don't know where you got that from, and it might not even and you didn't even get it from the original source. You got it from
A
the YouTube
sample.
version of you got it from a
But like
sample. So
no,
like
it's like painfully
yeah.
obvious now. It's damn near like they're just remaking songs now. Like
So
to the
yeah,
point
Yeah.
it's
that
you and I can't get mad because I've done it too. It's to the point where it's so easy. Well, I don't have all the beat and stuff. I'm more of a photographer, but it's very easy. You see what I'm saying? For
yeah,
somebody to just to do that. But at the same time, if you're really serious about the music and being a beat maker, man, to y'all out there listening, learn how to do that. Like, get the machine, learn how to sample from the record or the CD or whatever. Don't just go on a file and chop it up and do. Yeah, we all can do that. Trust me, I learned that years
I
ago
want
when I just
I
got
want
better.
everybody to answer because I do have a follow up. Like because I've been thinking about this follow up for a while, so I want everybody to answer first before I ask it. I don't want niggas left out if
Uh,
I'm stepping on
I
it.
I would say yeah. Hearing the samples in the drill, a lot of them are very uninspired. A lot of it is very lazy. Some of it isn't. It doesn't really go over well over the drill beats. The way the hi hats come in on the beats and shit, kind of sound strange. Some of it ain't even mixed well. Um, but yeah, just some of the more recent samples. You had NLE Chopper with the Hot in Here sample. That was ass.
Terrible.
It was literally
Ooh,
the direct beat. That shit was terrible.
But
The
he
Busta
he
Rhymes and
he had a
Coi
good
Leray
one that
joint.
canceled it out though. But
You say it was terrible? Hold up, bro.
it
You say
was
it was
terrible.
terrible?
It was terrible.
That
don't
shit was
don't
ass, man.
don't
That
do
wasn't
this.
Terrible.
fire.
Nah.
Don't do
you
this.
you like that
Go
shit,
ahead. Y'all
Lil?
got
It
it.
was
Nah,
terrible.
y'all got it. Y'all got it. Y'all got it.
Yeah,
Y'all
that
got
shit
I'm a,
wasn't good, man.
I'm
You're
a,
not
Lucci,
listening
Please
to
don't
that,
don't
bro.
do
don't
this,
run because
Lucy.
after Cujo, you got to answer this question too. Cujo, his
Yeah.
the you abandoned me, love don't live here anymore.
Oh,
That's
he's
it.
talking about the two rare joint. I mean, that shit was cool. The
That shit
club
was
beat.
fire. Yeah, for
Yeah,
for a club,
that
for a
shit was,
club.
yeah, that wasn't bad, but that hot in here shit wasn't good, man.
It's
That
egregious.
that Busta Rhymes and Coi Leray, they literally rapped over "Ain't No Nigga" beat with Foxy Brown and Hove. That shit was not good
Nope.
either. The shit was ass. We played a couple samples or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Some recent sample shit. I think like 2 weeks ago or whatever when we did a debrief show and shit. Yeah, a lot of this shit wasn't good, man. A lot of this shit was lazy. You know what I'm saying? Very uninspiring. Kind of just a cash grab type shit. It just sounded like type beats, man. You can find on YouTube, man. Like that's how they sounded, bro. So yeah, it wasn't good, man. And I'll say before you ask the question, the best. I'm not gonna say the best, but some of the best, at least I like personally, that use samples the best. Is a lot of them Detroit producers, man. Like
Mm-hmm.
they still use a lot of soul samples, and then they just incorporate it with the Detroit sound. So I fuck
Bring
with that.
neo soul back. That's what we need. We need neo soul back. We need a new wave of neo soul.
Yeah, that shit is kind of, yeah, that shit is dwindling. But yeah,
And Lucci, go ahead and answer too, Lucci, because I want you.
I'm not gonna lie, Cal. I'm gonna be honest with you. I wasn't here for the question, bro.
You
I
didn't
just,
hear the
I
question.
just,
Okay.
I said I wasn't here. I'm gonna keep it a bean with you.
See, this
You
is
don't
why
mind
silk
repeating
don't get
yourself?
talked about here, brother. You see, situate. Nah, but I was saying, do you think the quality of sampling has gone down, like with this
I think
generation?
bro. I think the older we get, the more watered down everything getting, bro. I
Okay.
think I just think like that in life general. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know, they don't make men like they used to make men anymore. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Even video
So
games. Yeah,
I think like that about everything though, Cal. Like
Okay.
music to me is not. I don't think it's progressing at no point. You know, even when you got people like Drake and Kendrick, you know, who's supposed to be at the top, you know, at the top of the rap game right now, bro, and people still come out and and trash
Let me.
their albums and shit or whatever, bro, because it's something I don't know what motherfuckers expecting though. Like I really don't know in this day and age, bro. I just think our mind is so clouded with so much social media and shit. Like, bro, we don't know what the fuck we want. So it doesn't matter, bro. If motherfucker been in the studio, you know, 39 days in a row, bro. You know, try this hard as he feel like he put this out. Cause obviously if like you know what I asked y'all about the Drake album, yeah, some of y'all say it was ass, it wasn't that. So in order for him to put that album out, he had to at some point think that this shit was fire. Like you know what I'm saying? Like at some point I don't think that he like this is ass. Like, you know what I'm saying? Why he will put it out like, you know, good music. Because like I said,
That's
I
true.
like a lot of shit that was on there. I don't but that's any but that's in general, that's any rap artist though. Like, you know, you see niggas in the studio bobbing their heads to some shit that you not even feeling like. But this whole entourage bobbing their head like this shit is hard as a motherfucker. Pause.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You know?
it's been times
Yeah.
I've been in the studio with my homies and I go back and I'm like, hey man, that shit was cool, but like, like
On my
me and
soul
him,
body
yeah,
bag.
and
On my soul body.
it be our beats too. We be like, bro, that shit was fire in the moment. I don't know when I go back to it. This shit better, bro. I don't know what's going on.
Or
I'm just
body
about to
bags. The
release
worst
that.
part, everybody in the studio messed up off their own, whatever they messed up off of, and the shit goes crazy when you high, you drunk. You come back the next day like this shit is
Yeah,
terrible.
when you sober,
This shit
man,
is
you be like the drum. Oh, these drums ain't this shit, bro. Wait, did we
Like
mix
this
this?
shit ain't compressed.
ass.
Where's the
Yeah.
reverb? Where's the god damn this shit?
Hey man, why is the gain on the piano so loud? Turn that down. Like you like, yo, no.
Cal, I heard some shit about me rapping in 2004, 2014, bro. And
Oh
I told my
no.
brother that, bro. I told my brother, I said, man, why the fuck y'all let me rap that ass that shit? Bro, I cursed my brother them out like about 2 months ago, bro. I said, man, y'all waffle let me rap in that
Hey
trash
man,
ass shit, bro. I'm like,
you might have to
man,
hear
I was all on
that.
beat and everything. Y'all niggas, man, come on, man. Y'all waffle that shit, bro. We shit, that
Kyle,
shit too. Nah, scrap that, fuck. Nah, bro.
I got you, Cujo.
Yeah.
So the reason that I asked that was because as of late, I've been kind of like going and trying to listen to some of the newer, younger artists, like the
man.
brothers and sisters still in their teens and early 20s at the latest. Versus the people who were in that age and everything else like that when, you know, I was in high school and shit like that. And I think it's the quality of music that they have to sample from changed. Because when you look at the Kanye's, the Just Blazes, so on and so forth, Justice League, Organized Noise, blah, 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 who were sampling things in the like late 90s, early to mid 2000s, they're pulling from Motown and Shaka Khan and Marvin Gaye and Luther Vandross and da 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 da. Versus like if the newer generation looks back, you know, they do have the Neos and the Ushers and stuff like that, but they also have like individuals like The Dream. And I don't think The Dream is a bad artist or a bad writer or anything, but you have to be a skilled type of person to sample sampled those types of records with like filters on voices and shit like that. Or
Right.
like
Right.
there's like a certain level of complexity that I don't think a lot of honestly, I don't think a lot
That's
of
true.
the
So
kids have an ear to pitch it correctly.
by you saying that, I feel like some of the older producers should come back and really try and like switch shit up, because it's a lot of dudes that produce that don't produce as much as they used to because they're not the hottest producers right now, like Zaytoven and things like even Dream used to produce like Jazzy Fizzle. So like I feel like some of them people they might have a different ear for it, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like they could really help, because this goes into my next question. In 10 and in the next 10 or 25 years, do you think that can cause the downfall of like, yo, this shit really might be a fad? It's not gonna last longer.
You missed the body bags. Earlier I said we haven't I'm anticipating like a creative recession because a lot of the
Yeah,
younger
me
artists that
too.
are coming up now, like you have the singers that weren't raised in the church or classically trained. A lot of the
Right.
rappers don't really know how to rap, like write
Right.
songs. They know how to barely write 16s. So once they get to a point in their career as to where they're no longer like aesthetically pleasing, and that's where the Quincy Joneses and Neos and so kind of take over, and these people are able to still write good shit or produce good shit and get paid off of it.
Yeah.
They don't know how to do it. Or like, I'm not saying Tiana Taylor is not gorgeous or anything, but Tiana Taylor is older from an entertainment standpoint, so she's able to like do choreography work now behind the scenes, do like the choreography for these up and coming artists and put their shit together. But we're dealing in like a very minute maid society. So like TikTok, boom, what's your shit? Did it hit 1 million views? No, your shit is irrelevant. Who's the next million view nigga? Like if you're just writing to go hot, like go crazy right now, and you're not able to be a true artist, bro, once you're 3 to 5, like rappers have running back years. Like I hope niggas realize that you get 3 to 5 years being a rapper, rapping what you're rapping. I sell drugs. I shot niggas. I broke out of prison. I killed a DA. Like you get.
Is that the average? You think 3 to 5?
Look, the average.
That's not the average. That's a prime. Would you say that a prime, like being in a prime? Because I would agree with you if you're talking about.
I would even say 3 to 5 to actually like catch to catch on type shit. Because of course, like if you catch a wave and you bop and shit like that, you can extend that shit, pause, but like you can like keep that shit going. But like I say like the average, yeah, like probably
like,
around.
that's like go and look at these. Like if you think that I'm lying, look at these niggas in like from say 2005 to 2010. Look at them. Look at those niggas that were around that time, around that Nelly, when Ludacris was moving and everything. Like look at that era and look at some of the names that were charting at the time. The majority of them niggas, they had that window, that 3 to 5 year. Then you think that that's a game? Let's look from 2008 to about 2013. Look at them numbers. Look at the songs that came out during that window, and then move to the next 3 to 5 years. Bro, this is what the shit is. You get 3 to 5 years to get in the public, plant your seeds in the like industry, so people could be like, damn, that's a so-and-so sound. Damn, this beat sounds like Audio Hydration. Damn, these niggas ripping off Audio Hydration right here. You get 3 to 5 years to do that. And then after that, everything, those 10,000 hours take over. Were you able to learn how to write good music? Were you able to learn how to produce, how to engineer, how to market, dance choreography, anything? Did you learn that? If not, you out of here. Like, period, bro. Like, that's why niggas was so flabbergasted by a nigga like Chameleonaire, because him in that time, he was able to like pick his battles, pick his spots, and that nigga doesn't have to do anything. And we could just see him courtside at the Warriors game for the next couple of years because he picked his spots, did what he needed to do, and got the fuck out the way. So, I mean, hey, I'm a weird nigga. I sit back and analyze and pick these things apart. So I don't know, bro. I think this is going to be a very interesting, you know what I'm saying, next decade and a half or so. For real. But my bad, Cujo. You know, I like these hip hop conversations,
bro. if our kids have to hear this shit that our kids hear right now, bro, we're in a world of trouble, man.
But you,
I mean, I say if our kids got to hear the shit that our kids hear right now, bro. I mean, well, I should have said our grandkids. We're in a world of trouble, man. But I think it just get worse and worse, like each generation, bro. Like just keep on getting watered down. I don't think it will ever go back to the essence of like what hip hop was. I don't think we'll ever get back to the laughing, playing, joking. Just having like the music that you will hear at the family barbecue. Like you might have to bring out my dog Kels, man. My dog Kels gonna still be playing at the family barbecue, bro. Like let's just be honest, man. Kels gonna still be playing at the family barbecue, fam. Like I'm just gonna be honest with you, bro. He's still gonna get
How
played,
do you
bro.
use
And
that
that's
as an
only
excuse to bring up R. Kelly, man? Like,
That's what I'm
no, this is
saying.
what I'm
Like
saying.
any
I'm telling
excuse
you,
this nigga got to bring up
hold
Kev.
on. I'm telling you,
you
this is
always find a way to bring
this
up
is
Robert.
why this is how horrible the music is right now, bro. That's what I'm saying. When my kids are grown, they will probably gonna still be playing Kells at the barbecue because that music gonna have
2004
longevity on
Kelly,
it. You're not gonna be playing nothing right like out of this. Like, bro, come on, man. This
no,
music
you have
has
a
no
few. You have a
longevity
few.
on it,
No,
bro.
they just
Like,
gonna
come
You have
on,
a
change the
few
bro.
vibe of the
singers.
I
barbecue,
know,
nigga.
bro.
Like, no, you
Not
gon'
gonna
hear
change
the
the
current
vibe
of
of
the
the
latest.
barbecue.
Look,
What?
listen, look. You have a
Nobody
few.
said
Hold on,
chance, but
Lucci.
like,
You have Usher. You have. We're forgetting the people who I named. You got the Usher. Not Usher. You
Go
got Usher.
ahead.
You got Dream. You have a few
Yeah.
non-problematic, non-weird people who you can play at a barbecue who were our generation's people,
You
bro.
said like you can't
Like,
get Kels off at a barbecue though, Cal.
bro,
Like, what are you talking about?
Kels is still gonna be in prison by the time he have grandkids.
that's what
Relax.
I'm saying. It's like, dog, your grandkids are not gonna know R. Kelly for
They're
like the
not, bro.
fucking musical icon. Like, no, they're gonna know R.
Man,
Kelly
look.
for being the creep that's sitting in jail still.
Yeah,
But
that's
but
how time works.
this is how I learned a lot of old blues and rhythm. Like I heard my grandmother play this shit or whatever. I didn't really know who these people was, but I heard the song just like as well as my daughter. She's heard shit that we played when she was young. So when she hear right now, she's like, I know that song or whatever. I don't know who that is. I don't know the artist, but I've heard that before. That's how we learn music or whatever. We're gonna hear the adults playing this shit, and we'll hear it later on. So, but at the end of the day, man, yeah, man, Kels might still be.
Hey, man.
I'm telling y'all, bro, that's this type of mute.
Hey,
Like,
Lucci, man. We're gonna move on to our next topic.
Oh,
We
hold
didn't
on.
do
Look,
adult.
let's go to
real quick,
let's go to the brief because we had two. We almost
we
had
are
two.
we are at two. We are
Okay.
at two.
And
We are at
let's
two.
go to Discord. Let's go to the brief, and
So
we'll put
real
that out
quick,
like
real quick before you sign us out, Cujo.
Mhm.
The people who have like young kids right now, like the kids who are like 5 and under, like those kids are listening to the shit from the early 2000s. Like they're listening to the what was the chick, light skinned chick Diddy was Cassie, like Me and You, that type of stuff, or
Kels.
Down My Life Was
He
You.
said,
No,
Kels. Like,
stop.
relax.
Listen,
man, come
listen,
on, bro. Come
listen,
on, bro.
Lucci.
We
Why?
can do.
Why do you
Listen,
have to
Go
do
ahead.
this?
Go
he has
ahead.
to
Go
Relax.
ahead.
keep doing this.
Go
Just
ahead.
listen to my point, brother.
Go
Listen to
ahead.
my
My bad.
point.
I'm mute now. Go ahead.
You have somebody else who's kind of that same ilk as well. Like I said, Usher's obviously in there. The babies know of they know of like Chris Brown as well. Like Excuse Me Miss. These are all barbecue songs. Beyonce is like legendary icon. She even redid a barbecue song for the next generation of people who need barbecue songs. Like Before I Let Go, that's it. All of these. She has the what was the young lady who got packed up? It's this one thing that got me tripping.
Hey,
That
Marie.
A Marie, another fire barbecue song. You see, it's there. We don't need Sylvester to emerge from his prison cell to give us barbecue music no more, good brother. That music is banned. Your grandchildren will know him as the nigga in prison for being a weirdo. That's, bro, they're not like, and then you got even a newer joint who kind of hinges on neo soul, SZA as well.
Mhm.
SZA got, you know what I'm saying?
With
She
all
got
due
joints.
respect, I don't want to hear her at a cookout, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
She got some smooth shit, man. Is she playing in the
I don't want to
background?
hear none of that.
I don't think I'm going to mind it for real. Like, is she going playing
SZA
on?
might be the biggest fucking R&B star, like far as hits and classic hits, man. SZA got to be one of them right now.
Oh yeah, the last couple
No,
years,
she
Yeah,
she
like bro,
definitely
she
is.
don't miss. She don't miss, bro.
Yeah, we looked up her monthly viewers, dog. She's like the only person that's rivaling like Taylor Swift right now, and
Bro,
like
she don't
out of
miss, bro.
everybody, dog. Like
Oh man,
went
she
through like
don't miss.
the whole who's who, and like SZA really is like the only person that because Taylor got like 100 million some stupid shit
Yeah,
monthly
we're gonna
listeners.
talk
Like
about
SZA's like right underneath that, like
yeah. See,
not
yeah,
right
we're gonna
underneath
talk
it,
about
but she
Taylor
got
and
I
like
already know,
Beyonce.
Yeah,
she got
Luciano.
like
We're gonna talk about
600
Taylor and
million, dog.
Beyonce in a
real
deep
quick,
breeze.
man.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about
There
them
we
two
go.
motherfuckers.
Let's get up out of here, man. Before we bring up Sylvester again, man.
Nah, nigga.
Yeah, man. So another classic show in the books for brothers, man. We finna head to the debrief / OT. You know what I'm saying? Fourth quarter and all that, man. That's where we kind of really, you know what I'm saying, really talk the real, you know what I'm saying? Some stuff we can't really get into on the show and whatnot. But yeah, man. Yeah, man. Let's head over there, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it popping, man. Is we podding, man. We out.
All right.